group leaders and teachers. I hope y'all are doing well, having a fabulous day. Hey, I'm excited because I get to introduce to you this week's Leadership Minute. This is one more tool that you can have in your tool belt as a leader to lead more effectively. Throughout this month, we are going to be talking about specific challenges that our culture at large faces as we enter into 2020 and look for some ways that we as followers of Jesus can help address those concerns and those shifts within culture so that we can provide the ultimate answer that we know that we have in Jesus to the world that desperately needs Him. All issues that we look around us and we see around us ultimately are spiritual issues. They're not just physical conditions, and the solution is Jesus. So this week I want to look at one particular issue, that is the shift from a do-it-yourself mentality to a you-do-it-for-me mentality. Typically what this looks like is, for my generation in particular, millennials, instead of going to IKEA and loving the challenge of building something from scratch, we would prefer to have something already built and already completed. Instead of picking up an apple and getting an apple slicer or a knife and slicing the apples ourselves, we'd rather buy a pack of apples that are already sliced and ready to go for us so we can just consume them as they are. We don't want to have to do the work for what it takes to get from point A to point B. We want the work done for us. Now, what does this mean for those of us who are in church circles, who are trying to help be diligent in leading people to fall deeply in love with Jesus? It ultimately means that we have to work harder in helping to cultivate an attitude of hungering and longing for the things of God. This week specifically within community groups, as we're looking at the need for community, typically young adults want to just enter into something that's already done. They don't want to have to put in the work for it. But the truth is that define the kind of community that they're looking for, that we all long for, that is something that is life-transforming, that's life-giving, where everyone gets to contribute, and you find those deep friendships that last a lifetime. It takes work. So how do we get there? I think it's the same model that Jesus did. You look at Jesus, when Jesus was building community with the 12, and the 12 went on to build community with others, they were very intentional in asking questions. More often than not, Jesus found himself at a place where he was asking questions of his disciples. Well, what do you think about this? Why do you think things worked the way that they did or played out the way that they did? What does this mean to you? What do you know about Scripture, and how does that play into it? As we invite people to process things themselves, we're actually going to begin to help them piece together how they can get from point A to point B without having to have something done completely. We model for them a new paradigm, and we help them move on the path towards discipleship, towards running after Jesus with everything they have, within the context of community and within themselves as individuals. I hope this is one more tool that helps you lead more effectively in your community group, specifically as we look at these trends and how they may impact us and impact people that are visiting our community groups. And so if you find someone who shows up to your community group in the next week or so that's looking for community and they just want to step into something that's already been done, I challenge you to ask them, what are you looking for? Why are you looking for that? And how do you think something like that comes about? What would it take for you to get into something like that? And what would you expect to put into in order to find something that's that fruitful for your life? Just asking questions like that, hows and whys, may very well help you in that path towards helping someone overcome that issue specifically. Anyway, I hope you have a great week in your group. I am praying for this weekend with the community group fair, and beyond that you would continue to lead effectively within your community group. Hey, have a great week and God bless.